Hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new here. My name's Jen. I'm a certified weight loss and nutrition coach, and today I'm going to share with you 17 creative ways to get in some more veggies. This is a question I get all the time. I don't know how to get in all the daily recommended amount of vegetables. And really, we should even be eating more than the daily recommended amount of veggies. So I'm going to share with you 17 tips, tricks, easy and creative ways to up your veggie game. So if you're new to my channel, subscribe, turn on the little bell next to it so you don't miss a single video. Of course, I would love to have you be part of my community. If you love these tips and tricks videos, give this one a big thumbs up. It really helps grow my channel and I very, very much appreciate it. And of course, check out that description box down below for my weight loss and nutrition coaching opportunities. I do offer everything from macro and calorie calculation, one-on-one coaching, group coaching. I have a little bit of something for everyone. It's important to have a nutrition coach in your corner, so I would love to help you reach your healthy goals. I also linked some of my very favorite things down below and the link to head over and join my other channel. I've had another YouTube channel now for a couple of years all about weight loss, so head on over and join me there as well. So let's jump into 17 easy and creative ways to get in more veggies. Eating your veggies is incredibly important. Vegetables are packed with a ton of nutrients and antioxidants. Not only that, but they keep you full. You can bulk up meals with veggies for very, very little calories. So it's a great way if you are someone who's a volume eater to really, really boost up the amount of food, but not add a lot of additional calories. So I want to share with you some ways that you can add veggies to your meals and not get bored of eating the same old veggies or eating them the same way. So tip number one is create vegetable-based soups. Veggie soups are a great way to eat a ton of veggies at one time. You can saute these down, puree these down to make the base of your soups. You're not even going to know that you're eating vegetables, but you're going to get in a big, hefty dose in every single bowl of homemade veggie soup. You can also add to the veggie base of your soup some additional vegetables for an added bit of texture and crunch. Things like carrots, broccoli, celery, onions, those make great additions to soups. I am going to link a few veggie soup ideas for you down in the description box. Tip number two is try making a zucchini lasagna. Substitute those carb-heavy lasagna noodles with zucchini. I have done this, and let me just tell you, I have a picky eater husband, and he did not even make a peep about the lasagna being made with zucchini versus noodles. Honestly, I'm not sure that he even realized. You can remove a lot of the added carbs and calories of lasagna by making them with zucchini. Zucchinis have tons of antioxidants, nutrients. They are a very low calorie vegetable, so they're a great substitution. Not to mention zucchini is absolutely delicious. So the best way to do this, to make a zucchini lasagna, is to take your zucchini, slice it with a vegetable peeler into basically sheets, and then you would replace any noodles in the recipe with the sheets of zucchini. I promise it's delicious. And again, if my husband ate it without complaining, it's probably good for just about anybody. Tip number three, again, is kind of hand in hand with tip number two, and that's experiment with vegetable noodles. Make things like zoodles. You can even zoodle carrots, butternut squash. You pretty much can use vegetables to make any types of noodles. I would say my favorite way to do this is spaghetti squash. We love it. My husband even loves it. Basically, you cook it up. You can roast it in the oven. You can even cook it in the microwave. You shred it with a fork and it substitutes as a noodle. We'll do this a lot with spaghetti sauce, like a meat sauce, and make kind of a mock spaghetti with spaghetti squash. Zoodles, carrots, zucchini, sweet potatoes, all of that make really, really good noodle alternatives also. I'll make sure to list down in the description box a couple of vegetable noodle recipes for you as well. It's always nice to have some recipes to see how you can implement these tips and tricks. Tip number four is add vegetables to sauces. You can disguise vegetables in pretty much any type of sauce. For example, when you're making sauces like spaghetti, how about adding in some onions, some zucchini, some carrots? You can even put mushrooms in there. Spinach wilts down to virtually nothing. So it's a great way to add and bulk up your meals with vegetables without really noticing them in sauces. You can definitely hide those veggies in some of these thick base sauces. Another thing that you can do is puree root-like vegetables into Alfredo sauces. So you could use things like turnips, sweet potatoes, carrots, squash and yams to make Alfredo type of sauces. It kind of makes a creamy sauce for way less calories, fats, and carbs. And lastly, you can even make pesto with roasted beets. It makes a delicious, vibrant dish. So just try to incorporate veggies more in the sauces that you're making, or better yet, make a vegetable-based creamy type of sauce. Tip number 5 is make a cauliflower pizza crust. We know cauliflower pizza crust and cauliflower, pretty much everything is all the rage. So take advantage of the rage and make yourself a healthy version of a pizza crust using cauliflower. The easiest way to make a homemade cauliflower crust is to really chop and drain your cauliflower really well. Cook it down, drain it, make sure you remove most of the liquid. You can simply combine that with things like eggs, almond flour, or regular flour, or really any type of flour. Spread it out and it makes a delicious crust. And what's great about this is cauliflower contains a whopping 26 calories and only 5 grams of carbohydrates per cup. So you can have quite a large cauliflower pizza crust for very little calories and very little carbs. Tip number 6 is blend those veggies in smoothies. I do this all the time. My favorite vegetables to put in a smoothie, and the reason I like these in smoothies is because you don't taste them. They are masked by the other ingredients that you add to the smoothies. I love spinach, kale, and cauliflower rice. Those are the 3 vegetables that I regularly add to my smoothies. When you're adding veggies with fruit, the fruit masks, again, the vegetables. The fruit, the sweetness of that kind of comes to the forefront of your smoothie. You can add things like nut-based milk or even dairy milk, protein powders. I promise you're not going to taste the vegetables. I put in quite a big handful of spinach in my smoothies. It may turn my smoothie a pretty green color, but I definitely don't taste it. Again, the sweetness of the fruit and the protein powder comes forward over the vegetables. So it's a great way to add a big veggie punch into your smoothie. Tip number 7 is add vegetables to your casseroles. Again, this is a great way to mask the vegetables. Most vegetables cook down pretty well. Things like zucchini and mushroom and spinach and kale, they cook down really well to pretty much nothing. They become very soft and pliable, so they're easy to put into things like casseroles. You can combine your meat, your veggies, a grain like rice or potatoes, mix it all together, bake it in the oven, top it with cheese. Who doesn't love cheese? And make a really good, delicious casserole. You can add several cups of vegetables. And again, it kind of masks it with all of those other flavors that you're adding. Really pump up the spices and the herbs, and you'll mask it even better. Tip number 8 is make a veggie omelet. I will do this a lot. Sometimes I'm just not feeling meat in the morning, so I'll make a big veggie omelet. You're getting your protein from eggs, not to mention a lot of your really good vegetables like broccoli have quite a pack of protein. So you can add several eggs, some egg whites, and tons of vegetables and make a fluffy, delicious veggie omelet. Top it with a little bit of cheese or your favorite condiment like salsa or sour cream, and you're not even going to miss the meat, and you're going to get in a healthy dose of vegetables first thing in the morning. Tip number 9 is make savory oatmeal. Now, I know for me, when I think of oatmeal, I think of sweet oatmeal. I want cinnamon and sugar and maple syrup and nut butter and fruit in my oatmeal, but you can also prepare savory oatmeal. And I have done this, and it is incredible, you guys. It's great for any meal, not just breakfast. It's a great snack, a lunch, a dinner. So you can add vegetables to savory oatmeal. One of my favorite things to add to a bowl of savory oatmeal is things like kales and mushrooms. You can even add in some onion, and you get that nice savoriness, but the heartiness packed full of veggie oatmeal. Again, it's a great meal or snack any time of the day. Tip number 10 is try a lettuce wrap instead of a bun. Now, I do this all the time, especially if I'm going out for fast food. If I really want a McDonald's hamburger, I will often ask for it lettuce wrapped. It still tastes equally as delicious, but I'm saving calories, carbs, points, whatever healthy lifestyle you follow by subbing out the bun for a lettuce leaf. I promise it doesn't really make much difference. The crunchiness of the lettuce is a great way to still get that kind of good hamburger or chicken sandwich or fish sandwich or whatever you're going for vibe. A lot of times you can add a lettuce wrap to a sub. I know places like Jimmy John's do a lettuce wrap sub sandwich. So you can make an entire sandwich less than 100 calories and still get your meat, lots of vegetables, and just wrap it with a good crispy leaf of lettuce. So don't sleep on lettuce wraps. Again, it's a great way to get in a little extra veggies with your favorite foods. Tip number 11 is make veggie kebabs. This is another thing that we've done a few times. My husband is a big meat eater, and when we make kebabs, I will generally run out of meat before I run out of vegetables. So whatever leftover veggies are left, I toss them on a kebab, and they're so good. You can cook them on a barbecue, over a fire. You can even cook them in your oven, and it's a great way to get in a ton of vegetables. Add a little bit of your favorite oil, avocado, olive oil on top, and you're even getting in a healthy dose of healthy fats. So veggie kebabs are a great way to liven up your meals, and who doesn't love just something cooked on a barbecue or an open flame? Tip number 12 is swap out your ground beef burger for a veggie burger. There are some incredible veggie burgers on the market. Just make sure that you're watching ingredients and that you're choosing a veggie burger that has some protein and that doesn't just have a lot of artificial ingredients. Try to get the ones that are really just packed with veggies, maybe some type of oil or something to hold it together, some type of binding agent, but watch your ingredients. A lot of times veggie burgers, in my opinion, taste better than ground beef burgers. You can add cheese and all the same condiments that you'd put on a burger, but you're going to save a lot of calories. And again, you're going to get in vegetables and you're disguising it in the form of a burger. And who isn't all about a burger? Tip number 13 is to add veggies to tuna salad. So when you're making things like tuna fish salad, chicken salad, egg salad, add some veggies, add some onions, some bell pepper, some broccoli, some mushrooms, add some veggies into your salad. Not only is it going to bulk up the amount of food that you're eating, it's going to pair really well with that protein source, that tuna fish or that chicken. You can also add things like grape tomatoes, parsley, and shallots. Those are fantastic additions to tuna salad. Tip number 14 is stuff some bell peppers. This is one of my favorite meals. We love stuffed bell peppers. And again, look at all the veggies you're getting in. Not only are you getting in the vegetable of the bell pepper, because you're supposed to eat the bell pepper that's stuffed, plus it's delicious. Whatever meat mixture, meat, rice, whatever you're choosing to put into that stuffed bell pepper, you can add some additional vegetables, carrots, spinach, kale, onion, celery. You can really bulk up the meat mixture or the filling mixture of your bell pepper with tons of additional vegetables. So this is one of my favorite meals, but also one of my favorite ways to get a double dose of veggies. Tip number 15 is add vegetables to your guacamole. I love me some guacamole. You can add veggies to that. Again, bulk up what you're making. Of course, add your favorite guacamole seasonings, maybe some lemon juice, some herbs, but you can also add veggies to that guacamole. Things like bell peppers, especially red bell pepper is so good in guacamole. You can also add in tomatoes, garlic, and onions. The options are endless. Again, bulk it up with veggies to get more volume of food. You're going to be more full and satisfied. And again, you're going to get in all the vegetables that are required for a healthy, happy body every single day. Tip number 16 is blend vegetables into meatloaf. I actually do this pretty regularly. My favorite thing to add to meatloaf is mushrooms. I chop them up really, really small. Oftentimes I'll saute them down in a little bit of olive oil or avocado oil or even butter. I'll add in some onions and I'll saute them till they're nice and soft and stir them in with my pound of ground beef. They bulk up the meatloaf. You can add a little bit of breadcrumbs or crackers to use as a binding agent and an egg, and you have a delicious meatloaf. I've done this a lot, and in fact, I've made meatballs strictly out of vegetables. I haven't even added in meat. My husband was none the wiser. He ate them up and loved them. So adding vegetables cooked or chopped very finely to meat, loaf, meatballs, hamburgers is a great way to add up some extra veggies. And lastly, tip number 17 is make cauliflower rice. Now, if you don't want to make your own rice, buy cauliflower rice. Just make sure that if you're buying it fresh or frozen, there's nothing added to it. There's no oils or added sugars, but you can also make your own cauliflower rice at home. All you do is add the big head of cauliflower to a food processor, pulse it down till it makes little rice kernels, and then you can store that in your refrigerator or your freezer to make meals at home. So whatever your preference is, but cauliflower rice is a great way to get in extra vegetables. One of my favorite things to do is to make rice with half cauliflower rice and half regular rice. You don't even know the difference. Again, I'm telling you, my husband is none the wiser when I do that. He thinks he's eating regular rice when in fact, it's a 50-50 blend of cauliflower rice and regular rice. So either buy it at the store or make it at home, but cauliflower rice, huge win. So the bottom line is there are a ton of ways to get in a little bit of extra vegetables. And most of the time you won't even notice that they're in there. Things again like zucchini, carrots, mushrooms, onions, spinach, and kale make great veggie additions that pack a ton of antioxidants and nutrients. Don't forget about lettuce wrapped burgers to save on calories, points, and carbohydrates. The options are endless when it comes to adding in vegetables. So if you struggle with getting in a recommended amount of veggies, I hope that these 17 tips really helped you. They're very doable, easy, and a little bit creative when it comes to pumping up your vegetable game. So if you enjoyed today's video and it helped you out, please give it a big thumbs up. Also, I'd love it if you'd stick around. I'm trying to grow my channel, so it would mean the world to me if you would subscribe, and better yet, click the bell next to it so you're notified when I upload. I do upload videos twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so you don't want to miss out. Make sure you're checking out that description box down below for a few recipe ideas and also the links and discount codes to my favorite things and my nutrition coaching website. Head on over and let me help you reach your goals. Thank you guys again so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.